My dear brother, my precious sister in Christ, stop scrolling. A message far greater than coincidence may be unfolding in your life right now. Across history, countless people discovered that their biggest breakthroughs did not arrive with flashing signs or dramatic announcements. They arrived quietly through an unexpected conversation, a sudden opportunity, a new idea, a door opening at the exact moment it was needed most. Many people spend years praying, hoping, and waiting for change, never realizing that the answer has already begun moving toward them. The truth is rarely discussed. Great victories often appear disguised as ordinary events. They look small at first. They seem insignificant, yet hidden within them is the power to transform an entire future. Today, we are exploring a powerful spiritual principle inspired by the teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn. You will discover why blessings frequently arrive in unexpected forms, why many people overlook the opportunities meant for them, and how faith can help you recognize the signs that something greater is already unfolding behind the scenes. The lottery ticket in this message is not merely about money. It is a symbol of divine opportunity, unexpected favor, and the breakthrough that arrives when the mind and spirit become ready to receive. Somewhere between doubt and belief lies a secret that has changed countless lives. Most people never recognize it. Others discover it just in time. Stay with us until the very end, because one idea in this message could completely change the way you see your current circumstances. The situation that feels delayed today may actually be preparing your greatest victory. Welcome to Manifest Oracle, where faith meets transformation. Subscribe to the channel and join us as we uncover the hidden spiritual laws that open the door to abundance, purpose, and extraordinary possibilities. Listen closely, because one of the greatest spiritual truths is often overlooked. Life-changing rewards rarely arrive in the way people expect. Many spend years looking toward one door while their blessing quietly enters through another. They search for dramatic signs, instant miracles, and obvious answers. Yet, some of the most powerful opportunities begin as something small, ordinary, and easy to dismiss. That is the deeper meaning behind the lottery ticket in this message. It is not simply a symbol of money. It represents divine favor finding its way into your life. Its snorts represents unexpected opportunities, new connections, fresh ideas, and doors opening where walls once stood. It represents prayers being answered in forms that may not match the picture you created in your mind. Florence Scovel Shinn taught a principle that continues to inspire people around the world. Expect good rather than fear bad. Many people unknowingly spend their days preparing for disappointment. They expect rejection, they expect delays, they expect things to go wrong. Then, they wonder why they fail to notice the opportunities appearing around them. The mind naturally searches for evidence that supports its expectations. A person expecting failure often notices obstacles first. A person expecting good begins noticing possibilities. The opportunities may be the same, but the awareness is completely different. This is why expectation is so powerful. It shapes attention. It influences decisions. It affects the actions people take every day. Think about how many opportunities pass unnoticed because they arrive wearing ordinary clothes. A conversation that seems random, an invitation that feels insignificant, an idea that appears for only a moment. These small events can become turning points when viewed through the eyes of faith instead of fear. The moment you begin expecting good, your focus starts to change. New possibilities become visible. New paths begin to appear, and suddenly, things that once seemed impossible no longer feel so far away. Many people miss the very blessings they have been asking for because they are searching for something dramatic. They expect a sudden sign, a perfect moment, or a miracle so obvious that it cannot be ignored. Yet, life often moves in quieter ways. A simple opportunity appears. A new direction opens. A chance meeting changes everything. Because it does not look extraordinary, it is often overlooked. Another reason people miss their blessings is that they become trapped in their problems. Their attention stays fixed on obstacles, delays, and disappointments. The mind begins replaying every reason something cannot work. Possibilities fade into the background. Opportunities stand nearby, yet fear and frustration make them difficult to see. The more energy given to problems, the less awareness remains for the solutions already beginning to emerge. Doubt creates an even greater challenge. Doubt whispers that nothing is changing. It says the prayer was ignored. It says the dream is too big and the timing is wrong. Over time, these thoughts become a filter through which everything is viewed. Even positive opportunities can seem risky or impossible. Doors open, but doubt convinces people not to walk through them. Fear can be even more deceptive. Sometimes people pray for change, but when change arrives, it feels uncomfortable. They pray for growth, but growth requires courage. They pray for a new opportunity, but that opportunity asks them to leave familiar ground. In that moment, fear encourages them to hold on to the old instead of stepping into the new. This is why spiritual readiness matters. A blessing cannot always be recognized by appearance alone. It is recognized by awareness, faith, and willingness. The person who remains open begins noticing signs of progress everywhere. Small opportunities become larger ones. New ideas lead to unexpected breakthroughs. What once seemed ordinary starts revealing a deeper purpose. Little by little, the path becomes clearer, and the next step forward begins to appear exactly when it is needed. Everything begins to shift when expectation begins to shift. The circumstances around you may look exactly the same, yet something powerful starts changing within. A person who expects disappointment moves through life cautiously, searching for reasons to stay stuck. A person who expects good starts looking for possibilities. The world may not change overnight, but the way it is seen changes immediately. Faith creates a completely different attitude toward the future. Instead of asking, "Why is nothing working?" the mind begins asking, "Where is the opportunity in this situation?" Instead of focusing on limitations, attention moves toward possibilities. This subtle change is more powerful than many realize. It opens the door to ideas, solutions, and opportunities that fear often hides from view. The human mind is constantly filtering information. Every day, countless opportunities pass by. most people notice only a small fraction of them. When expectation is rooted in fear, the mind becomes trained to detect problems. When expectation is rooted in faith, the mind becomes prepared to recognize opportunities. The opportunities may have been there all along, but now they finally stand out. This is where anticipation becomes so important. Anticipation is not passive waiting. It is an active state of readiness. Someone expecting positive change begins preparing for it. They learn new skills. They start conversations. They explore new possibilities. They take small steps that previously seemed unnecessary. These actions create movement. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates new experiences. New experiences create new results. This is why people who expect good often seem to attract opportunities. In reality, they become more willing to act when opportunities appear. Their expectation gives them the courage to move forward while others remain frozen by uncertainty. Every great victory starts long before the visible breakthrough arrives. It begins the moment a person stops expecting defeat and starts expecting possibility. A new attitude forms. A new direction emerges. Doors that once seemed invisible begin to reveal themselves. And each step forward creates space for the next opportunity to arrive. Long before a visible breakthrough arrives, subtle signs often begin appearing beneath the surface. One of the most powerful signs is a sudden sense of inner peace. Nothing around you may seem different. The challenges may still be present. The answers may not yet be visible. Yet, deep within, a quiet calm begins to replace anxiety. It feels as though something is settling into place. This peace is not based on circumstances. It comes from a growing trust that life is moving in the right direction, even when the full picture cannot yet be seen. Another sign appears through unexpected ideas. A thought arrives that feels fresh and different. A solution emerges where confusion once existed. Inspiration suddenly replaces uncertainty. These moments should never be ignored. Many great opportunities begin as a single idea that enters the mind at exactly the right time. What seems small today may become the foundation of something extraordinary tomorrow. At the same time, old situations may begin coming to an end. Relationships change, habits lose their grip, certain doors close. While this can feel uncomfortable, endings are often part of preparation. Space must be created before something new can enter. Many people resist these changes because they focus on what is leaving rather than what is arriving. There may also be a growing feeling that you are being guided towards something different. A new interest appears. A new direction feels increasingly attractive. You find yourself drawn toward possibilities that once seemed distant or unrealistic. This inner pull often serves as a signal that growth is taking place. As these shifts occur, awareness expands. Possibilities that once went unnoticed begin appearing everywhere. Opportunities seem easier to recognize. New connections emerge. New paths become visible. The world starts looking different, not because it suddenly changed, but because your perspective changed. And when perspective changes, opportunities that were hidden in plain sight begin revealing themselves one after another. One of the most misunderstood parts of any transformation is the challenge that often appears right before a breakthrough. Many people assume that difficulties are signs that they are moving in the wrong direction. They see obstacles and immediately believe their hopes are slipping away. Yet throughout life, major changes are frequently preceded by periods of uncertainty, discomfort, and unexpected tests. Think about how many people stop moving forward when results are closest. They become tired of waiting. They grow frustrated by the delays. They look at their current circumstances and decide that nothing is working. Without realizing it, they walk away just before the next opportunity appears. Progress is not always visible. Sometimes important changes are taking place beneath the surface long before any outward evidence can be seen. Temporary setbacks can feel discouraging, but they do not define the final outcome. A closed door does not mean every door is closed. A delay does not mean a dream has been denied. A mistake does not erase future success. Many of the people who eventually achieve remarkable things first faced moments that looked like failure. The difference was that they refused to let temporary circumstances become permanent beliefs. During difficult seasons, it is easy to focus only on what seems to be going wrong. Yet, challenges often teach lessons that comfort never could. Strength grows through resistance. Wisdom develops through experience. Confidence emerges from overcoming uncertainty. The very situation that feels like an obstacle may be preparing you for responsibilities and opportunities that are still ahead. There are also moments when life seems unusually quiet. Progress appears invisible, answers seem distant, nothing makes sense. These periods can feel like darkness, but darkness is not always a sign of absence. Sometimes it is a sign of preparation. Seeds grow beneath the soil long before they break through the surface. In the same way, unseen growth may be taking place within you. New strength is forming. New understanding is developing, and the path ahead is slowly being prepared, even when your eyes cannot yet see where it leads. Another powerful shift begins with something most people overlook every single day: their words. Words are far more than sounds. They influence thoughts, shape attitudes, and affect the choices that follow. The conversation taking place within your mind eventually becomes the direction of your life. Every statement repeated again and again strengthens a particular way of seeing the world. When people constantly complain about what is missing, their attention becomes fixed on lack. They talk about limitations, disappointments, and obstacles until those things occupy most of their awareness. The more they focus on what is absent, the harder it becomes to notice what is available. Possibilities fade into the background because the mind has been trained to search for reasons things cannot improve. Gratitude creates a completely different experience. Gratitude does not deny challenges. It simply refuses to let challenges become the only thing that is seen. A grateful person begins noticing opportunities, resources, lessons, and blessings that previously went unnoticed. The circumstances may not change immediately, but awareness changes, and awareness often becomes the starting point for transformation. Florence Scovel Shinn frequently emphasized the importance of speaking words that align with faith rather than fear. Fearful language keeps attention locked onto worst-case scenarios. It repeats messages of doubt, uncertainty, and defeat. Over time, these words influence decisions and behaviors in subtle but powerful ways. Faith-filled language opens a different path. Instead of saying, "Nothing ever works out for me," a person begins saying, "Something good is unfolding." Instead of focusing on obstacles, they begin looking for solutions. Instead of expecting disappointment, they remain open to unexpected opportunities. This shift may seem small, but its effects can be enormous. Every faith-filled thought encourages a more confident action. Every confident action creates new possibilities. Gradually, the inner conversation becomes stronger than the external circumstances. A new mindset takes root. A new level of expectation emerges, and with it comes a growing readiness to recognize and receive the opportunities that have been moving closer all along. One of Florence Scovel Shinn's most powerful teachings was the idea of acting from faith rather than fear. Many people wait for perfect proof before they allow themselves to feel hopeful. They tell themselves they will become confident once circumstances improve. They will trust once results appear. They will believe once they can see the entire path ahead. Yet, faith works in the opposite direction. It begins before the evidence arrives. Acting from faith does not mean pretending challenges do not exist. It means refusing to let challenges decide your attitude, your expectations, or your next step. It means carrying yourself with the quiet confidence that something good can happen, even when the outcome is still unknown. This simple shift changes the energy you bring into every situation. People expecting good tend to notice opportunities that others overlook. They approach conversations differently. They remain open to new ideas. They are more willing to take positive action because they believe their efforts can lead somewhere meaningful. Their confidence is not based on guarantees. It is based on trust. Desperation creates a very different experience. Desperation rushes decisions. It focuses on fear of loss rather than possibility. Till this snorts pushes people toward choices they later regret because those choices are driven by panic instead of wisdom. Confidence allows patience. Confidence allows clarity. Confidence creates space to recognize the right opportunities when they appear. This is why aligning your actions with the future you is so important. Every day, ask yourself a simple question. Are your actions reflecting the future you want or the fears you want to escape? A person preparing for growth learns, improves, and remains open. A person preparing for abundance develops gratitude and responsibility. A person expecting positive change begins making choices that support that change long before it becomes visible. Little by little, those choices shape a new reality. Habits evolve, thinking expands, opportunities become easier to recognize. The future starts influencing the present, and the person you are becoming begins guiding the actions you take today. One reason blessings are often missed is because people expect them to arrive in a very specific form. They create a picture in their minds of exactly how success, abundance, or breakthrough should appear. Then, When life delivers something different, they fail to recognize its value. Yet, some of the greatest turning points arrive through channels no one could have predicted. Sometimes a blessing arrives through another person. A conversation that seems ordinary suddenly introduces a new opportunity. A piece of advice changes the direction of a life. A chance meeting opens a door that had remained closed for years. Certain people enter our lives for reasons that only become clear later. At other times, blessings arrive through opportunities. They may not look impressive at first. In fact, they may appear small compared to the dream you are pursuing. Yet, many extraordinary journeys begin with a single opportunity that others overlook. The size of the beginning does not determine the size of the outcome. Ideas can also become powerful vehicles for change. One inspired thought can lead to a new project, a solution to a long-standing problem, or a completely different future. Great transformations often begin in the quiet moment when a new possibility enters the mind. Timing plays an important role as well. There are moments when things seem delayed only to reveal later that the delay was actually protection or preparation. Looking back, many people realize that events unfolded exactly when they were ready to handle them. Perhaps the most surprising blessings arrive through experiences that initially seem disappointing. A rejection creates space for a better opportunity. A closed door redirects someone toward a path they never would have discovered otherwise. A setback becomes the lesson that prepares them for future success. What appears negative in one chapter may reveal itself as a gift in the next. This is why openness is so important. The next opportunity may not arrive wrapped in the package you expected. It may come quietly through an unexpected person, an unusual idea, a changing direction, or a circumstance that only later reveals its true purpose. The more open your mind becomes, the easier it is to recognize these hidden opportunities when they appear. Many people look at their current struggles and assume they are moving farther away from success. They see obstacles, delays, and unanswered questions, and they begin to wonder whether anything is truly changing. Yet some of the greatest success stories begin in seasons that look exactly like this. The challenge you are facing today may not be blocking your future. It may be preparing you for it. Progress is not always visible. In fact, some of the most important growth happens where the eyes cannot see it. A seed beneath the soil shows no sign of movement for a long time. From the outside, it appears as though nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are forming, strength is developing, and the foundation for future growth is being established. Human transformation often works the same way. During uncertain seasons, it is easy to become impatient. The mind wants immediate answers. It wants proof that every effort is leading somewhere meaningful. But not every stage of the journey is meant to provide visible results. Some stages are designed to build character, resilience, wisdom, and faith. These qualities may not seem dramatic in the moment, but they become essential when greater opportunities arrive. Trust becomes especially important during these periods. Trust allows you to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. It allows you to remain open when circumstances seem confusing. It reminds you that temporary uncertainty does not determine the final outcome. Just because you cannot see the next chapter does not mean it is not already being written. Preparation often happens behind the scenes. New skills are being developed. New connections are being formed. New possibilities are quietly moving into place. Even experiences that seem unrelated today may later reveal themselves as important pieces of a larger picture. Life is often arranging things in ways that only become clear with time. While you focus on taking the next step, unseen progress continues, growth continues, preparation continues.